of. Welcome to the temple. Arena Stream Review. May 23rd, 2018. In the blue corner. I don't know how many more times I can describe this guy. He likes Sailor of Means. He intentionally brings on worse Magic players than him so he looks smart. He makes movie references, wrestling references, and odd Magic card references that I don't understand. You know him. You love him. Nate, the Hatchling Price. In the red corner, Nate's arch nemesis. This contender is even cooler than Nate, and Nate is really starting to think he's very cool. The dev team. Who will be victorious? Let's find out. So Nate's going to give you this precursor, but I'm going to give it to you too. There's really no information in here. I think there might be one nugget. One nugget, and I'll probably be talking over it and forget about it when it happens. But let's go. Ooh, that's loud, huh? Check, check.
Hi there, everyone. I'm a member of the community team, Nate Price. You might recognize me. If you don't, that's probably for the best, because, yeah. Anyway, welcome to the Wednesday MTG Arena gameplay stream. I am joined, as you might notice, by, this is Sam. Sam, this is everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I was talking about yesterday. This dude looks so close to one of my friends, Sam Bushman. And it's not just because he's a ginger, they're a ginger. He would wear that exact same flannel shirt. It's just creepy when this happens to me. I'm old. I've been around a ways, so this happens to me several times where someone just... It's like a clone of a person you know, and they really act pretty much the same. It's freaky.
Right down there?
Yeah.
Hi, gang.
How's it going,
Hi, Sam.
I'm doing
Hi,
well.
Nate.
I'm not dead yet.
That's good to know.
Yes, it is.
There's still games to play where we can make that not be the case anymore. Also, we should start off properly by saying Pseudo Scorpion. We saw that. And yes, this is the place you can come to troll him. So Sam is a member of the Arena development team. Why don't you inform people at home what it is that you do for the team?
Fantastic. So I work on the back-end systems for Magic the Gathering Arena. Pretty much.
He's
if
the ass
something
man.
breaks that no one understands what broke, I'm the guy that gets called to fix it. All of our servers that run in the back end do various tasks, managing your account, building your decks, moving cards around, and even playing the game. I touch a lot of those different pieces.
Excellent. And so when things are going incredibly well, it is entirely due to Sam.
I take full credit.
And then anytime that anything goes wrong on the back end, it is clearly the fault of the other members of your team who clearly aren't watching right now and looking for opportunities to troll you.
I certainly don't throw people under buses when things go wrong.
That's good. And that is why we like you enough to bring you on the stream today. And
In general, I think the back end has been... Yeah, right? He bought that shirt for the stream today. In general, the back end seems good. You know, they've had those few back end updates, but... I mean, when the game first came out, when you could first stream it, and it slowed down to molasses, that sucked. But that really hasn't happened much anymore. I mean, there's a few crashes and stuff, but as far as server load and stuff like that, things seem good.
anyway, hello to all of you who are saying hi. I see you guys. John J, Asian Avenger, It's been a lot of fun having members of the development team kind of rotate through, give people an opportunity to meet some more of the people who help make the game. And I was happy because we set out kind of a call for who's interested in coming and hanging out and playing some games. And we got like 24 people who play and decided that they wanted to join us. So we're going to be rotating through a lot of people, giving opportunities to, well, like I said, get to learn a little bit more, not only about the people who make the game, but what kind of stuff goes into it. Because it's like half or 2/3 of one of the floors of our building is devoted to people who are trying to make all this stuff work and keep it up to date and look to the future for us. So
it's a little bit of madness, a little bit of love.
Yeah. Super happy to have you on. And
thank you.
The other benefit to having other people on is I don't have to be the only one playing Magic, which I'm sure that people are probably getting sick of seeing.
Never, Nate.
I've got like a couple.
Never get sick of that.
They are weird decks, so I'd rather have other people have a chance to show us their weird decks. So. If it is cool with you, you guys ready to? We'll just jump on and play some games. We'll have some conversations. Yes. Again, to level set for you guys, these Wednesday streams, unless we say otherwise, unless we call them specifically developer streams, they are going to be us hanging out and playing games and being cool kids. Beyond that, if you guys are looking for,
we'll be the judge of that, Nate.
You're probably not going to get too much new stuff here. We tend to reserve those deeper dives and the future thinking information for. The forums where we do the state of the beta post, and also when we have those developers.
Not this week, you didn't.
I'll tell you right now, I am looking at having like we do the state of the beta every week, and I'm actually looking.
Not
at
this week.
Ideas for some developer streams moving forward, so they will be coming. But these streams are mostly to kind of hang out with us for a little while. We appreciate the hour so that we get to play before we release y'all back into the wild, and tell you to go find other streamers who are cooler than we are to watch and have fun with them.
It's like a brief fireside chat. Bring everyone together, have that little warm moment where. Play a little bit of Magic, talk about our feelings, have a good time.
Cool, yeah, exactly. And so if that's what you guys are looking for is the information stuff, like it's cool if you guys don't want to hang around, totally understand. And for those of you guys who just want to hang out.
Sam Bushman's eyes, man.
To see him here about stuff that he does, feel free. I'm keeping an eye on the chat.
Either he's been working hard or maybe he took a little day off from the smoky.
To battle with us for today.
All right, gang. So, brief history. I am terrible at Magic. Way back when, in the year of 1995, when TVs were big bulby tubes and Sega Genesis was all the rage. Little old me, I don't know why I quit to edit this, little old me got introduced to 4th edition Magic. And I said to myself, I'm 8 years old, I can't afford to buy these cards. But years later, getting hired at Wizards of the Coast, making my dreams come true, I've been able to rekindle that love and come back and build that.
Okay, so this is the funniest part to me. He's 8 years old, he can't afford the game. Guess what? I'm way older and I can't afford the game. That's why I want Arena economy to be fixed. Because I want to be able to afford the game. Now, maybe I could afford the game, but I don't want to spend money on the game like that. But I just think it's funny that as an 8-year-old, he couldn't afford the game. I mean, I could afford the game when I was growing up, more than I could probably afford it now. But, he had to get a job at Wizards to be able to afford the game.
Decks I barely know how to use.
Super. I mean, in all fairness, like, I am 100% convinced that at the end of this show, you will still have a higher total win rate than I do. I've literally had like 6 or 7 different people through now, and
I'm going to defend that position, California. Sometimes you just need a good programmer. I would rather have a really strong set of programmers who know how to program the crap out of anything than mediocre programmers who played Magic growing up.
I am consistently the worst of all the people in terms of the performance on stream. So don't worry. You're real good. I'm not too worried about that.
Wow, that guy went all out on his name.
These 2 decks that I'll be playing with, I experimented with essentially looking at the actual creature types themselves and just mashing them together to try to get a fairly non-insane looking mana curve going. And just, I'm using these decks as exploration.
He says
mana. Play with them, see how are the sets set up to work with these different character types. How do I balance out my non-creature spells versus creature spells? And that's how I like to play games in general. I really like to experiment and play with the systems, less trying to optimize, which doesn't make me a very competitive player, but it makes for interesting stories because sometimes being a lovable loser, it's lovable.
All right, so I think our opponent has given us a little bit of information, whether they knew it or not. They're playing blue, and their name is Kumena, Tyrant of Orazka. So if they don't play a forest and a Merfolk on their next turn, I'm gonna be really surprised. That or they are.
Why are you playing
brilliant
Opted
and next level
Merfolk,
gamers,
though?
Which is also fairly impressive.
Trespasser's Curse is pretty sweet against
kinda
Merfolk, I
prefer
bet.
Always like, you dum-dums.
Like, oh, they fell for. We fell for it. I'm so dumb.
Oh, he's so clever.
That guy is not a Merfolk. He's a Sky.
Man, I got my butt whooped by Merfolk decks on the QC
cast.
playing Approach. They're playing those
Can't
Spell
stop.
Pierces and they're playing those Unsummons.
Man.
Those decks are tricky to
Oh,
beat.
Order of the Legion. Need more laser sounds.
A lot of people have
I
done
will
that.
certainly
I
search-
think people
Thank
got
you.
confused.
I would love to search my library.
The good thing is, you know the person who's.
I think Nate
responsible
talks
for-
about it this
who
stream,
does,
actually.
Do you know who the sound engineer, like the lead sound engineer is for?
I'm
do you have any
I'm
idea?
afraid
Do you
I
know?
don't.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
People
they
never
sit,
ask
they
the
sit in a
server
different
programmer.
spot. Yeah.
Does
They
he have
leave
a
you guys in your
ponytail?
corner and let you work on your things. Nobody comes by.
No one's like, hey, how do commerce systems work? No one asks that
I
question.
know that there's a bit of a delay between what we're saying and what we're seeing on the chat, and all I see is like Ty Wolf saying that we need that ETA, and I'm assuming that's on the laser sounds in the game, given the tie in the name.
Yeah.
But like, I could be wrong about that. So
I mean, I volunteer myself many times to.
As
provide
foretold.
those sounds.
Get him, dude.
It just, it never happens.
you can be our own internal Foley artist.
Yeah.
Kumena over
You're
there
the
is
one who
playing
gets
with
to,
some
like,
spice.
decide that the correct noise we need for this is somehow you.
And Sam
banging
Bushman, sadly,
on
is still
a
playing
cable.
Impale.
Oh.
That's you can change the taut or the tension on. That's
Yeah.
what I'm looking for. We talked about this and just totally forgotten to mention that like there's an as foretold on the table, which is actually the first time I've seen anybody play that so far, which is kind of sweet. Oh, here's a good one. So which Kaladesh engineering card do you most relate to? On the spot. Not only
Ouch.
testing your knowledge of Kaladesh, but
You're gonna be super disappointed in my knowledge of Kaladesh. I would say, if I were to look at traits of myself as an engineer, a lot of exhaustion and a lot of impatience, and at the end of the day, it all works out.
there's almost certainly a card that was. Are you a builder or a fixer? Let's start with that. We're gonna go on the
Sure,
decision
sure.
tree. Yeah.
So, well, first of all, I need to give someone a +1/+1 till end of turn. We're gonna give that back to Mr. Forerunner here.
This guy doesn't play this game at
so,
all.
I would
He's got
say,
no idea what's happening most of the
At
time.
least in programming, one begets the other, because whatever you build, you're ultimately responsible for fixing, unless you're bad at your job.
That's fair.
But I do find that as I build more things and make more complicated systems, you get context around a lot of other smaller pieces of the game, and inevitably you get
Good
asked
point,
to solve
Jester.
all the weird, crazy problems, which makes me employable. Oh, what's this? It has such.
Bantu's last
Yeah.
reckoning with
An
As
angry
Foretold,
crocodile.
so he can still cast
what
his
it is.
spell, even though his land's locked up.
I'm Skymarch Bloodletter here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You can do it. It is not blue-black Fishman. At least, but I don't think it is. It is a blue-black.
Wow,
As
California,
Foretold
I
deck,
understand that
which is kind of
comment.
sweet in its own regard. We just got.
Thank you, my
bait and
children.
Switched, ironically, by the person who have Merkel's
Yes.
name. So.
Oh, I'm not charged.
It's all, on a positive note, none of their lands untap next turn. I don't think so.
Well, that's cool. That means while I do nothing, I guess.
Well, I guess they
can-
still have 2 lands that are untapped
Yeah.
because, as foretold, allows him to Essence Scatter for free. It's kind of sweet.
Yeah. He's got a plan. He knows what's going on.
Johnny Stingray.
So the
wants
devs
to
get
know
to
if
pick
there
what
are-
name?
If there are bestest
I know
friends.
Ninja got his name
I'll
changed.
tell you this much: you can be on the short list of bestest friends, but it is a group assignment. You don't get. There is no single bestest friend. That would just not be fair.
Yeah.
But you are definitely on the short list of bestest friends. Yes.
So I would somewhat disagree with this. So generally, I like to stage them. You have your super okayest friends,
Okay.
and at some point, you get too many okayest friends, and then the broken pool cues come out.
Yeah.
And then you got to figure out who's the toughest. Test your might. The winner's the super best friend.
Oh man, that would be good.
Boy, that Bishop of Binding would have been sweet on that Scarab God next turn.
Reels are hand. Okay, there's another. Maybe get rid of one of my cards.
You better get another Bishop
I mean,
of
we haven't
Binding here or
had the pool
something.
cues yet, Johnny. I can't say you're my best friend yet.
But but in all fairness, I am a big fan of a Hunger Games approach to how I handle my friends. Or a Running Man approach if we want to go old school.
Oh yeah.
So
Go karts and chicken wire and
Yeah.
guns like that's
yeah,
see that's you really get along really well.
right.
By the way, this stream derails into super old, like Sega Genesis talk, etc. for a long time.
Oh, you can't
I'm not sure when, but it's going to get super derailed.
Guys, which would be really nice right now. So, life's not
Tell us how it went,
great
Beard. Be
fortune
honest.
game.
I'm just gonna do this. You know what? Life's a series of decisions.
All right, so you get to learn the beauty of Twitch chat.
You need water, Jester.
When you are making decisions,
I
like
encourage that life
you can look at
decision.
Twitch chat,
Right.
and you can know.
See
that
you
you're
around,
going to
Jester.
get the correct decision some percentage of the time.
Right.
I'm not going to besmirch Twitch chat. I'm also not going to inflate Twitch chat's overall ego to let them know what percentage of the time that's a correct decision. But you certainly get the correct decision some of the time.
Every clock is right at least twice a day.
Yeah. They have approximate knowledge of many things.
Strong.
I mean, this game's just totally over, right?
All right, so we're getting a little. So we're playing a game. We can figure out who Pseudo Scorpion is. They used to work with you.
Okay.
They're used to it. Huh.
Interesting.
We're gonna Sherlock this by the end of the show. I guarantee that. I guarantee that I have no
Yeah.
idea whether it's
We're
true or
gonna need a series of hints.
not.
Maybe he could force him to
ETA
deck
on
himself
Kaladesh. It
using
is
Nezahal.
And I am sad that I cannot give you more information on exactly when it is coming, but I personally know when it is coming.
It's garbage,
means that
broke
there is a
rapper.
date.
You should get your money back.
And because there is a date, there will be more information soonish on that. Don't worry.
More information soonish.
Something potentially stupid here.
It's,
See?
it's weird because like
This stream wasn't for nothing.
we did it. Wait.
I'll take it.
Hooray! Hooray!
That's how the deck works, guys.
Whitelisted.
That's
We'll
how
just
the
downstairs
deck
and kick
works.
Our opponents
That's-
off because we were losing. That's super sweet.
That is how this deck works. Engineered to perfection. Let's try
What?
that again.
Solid win. Very scrupulous. High five. We did it.
Yeah, he must have just conceded.
This right here. This is. I mean.
The
we're not-
old
there's no official tournament happening
Magic
right now.
Arena
This is
slow
tournament
play
level
too
Magic
much
play,
for him?
guys. This is Magic at its finest.
Maybe just
Assuming
wanted
that's you
to
asking
look like
for
a
the,
good guy on
face
stream.
emoji, Shivam,
I
so
kind of have
I'm
a
gonna-
sportsmanship
I'll ask
rant,
what I can do about that.
which I'm hoping to get into today if we can
Oh, we
get
would
this stream
never
review
dox
wrapped
you,
up.
Pseudo Scorpion. Please, we are denizens of the internet ourselves. We know how terrible that is, and I'm not actually being patronizing or unserious about that. That's an actual true statement. We're just trying to figure out
I
for
kinda
our
like
own
this spell.
our
I'll
own
keep it.
benefit.
Are you playing the creatureless
Yay,
mono
figured it
black?
out.
Well, this is about the best hand he could have.
Stinger out of webbing.
Oh,
So it's
Sworn
not
Vampire. I mean,
exactly
this
that,
guy's
but
deck is
they
just
are-
garbage.
They are arachnids that have a false tail.
What?
I mean, it's a real tail, just an MS stinger, the same way.
No
So
aspirant
they're
necessary.
also different
Turn
animals.
one.
I think scorpions are arthropods.
playing
and
around
spiders
the, Abrade.
are arachnids. I think pseudo scorpions are arachnids, but they're not arthropods like scorpions are. That's your biology knowledge drop, assuming I'm right. John Jay wins. That is actually the correct answer. It's when the rock tries to act like an ancient god. No, that's the pseudo scorpion king. Good guess though.
Okay, I don't think I.
Scorpions are arachnids. The spider's a little clawed. Right, so we're kinda-
That's true, California.
I got partially correct. I get partial credit. That's all I'm asking for.
This is some
That's
Zubrox
pretty
moments
true.
Right here, gang.
Sergeant Furry Wolf, you're wondering if you can stream this. As long as, streaming is open. If you are a member of the closed beta, by all means, go out, stream to your heart's content. We'd be super happy to see more people streaming the game.
Nice, Beard. Yeah, I need to check those deck lists.
Moment.
That is a very reasonable decision. That Raging
I've
Regisaur
been
is
better at
actually
keeping
real
up
bad-
with
sad news
that
bears.
stuff. Though I misposted in
It
the
is
deck
the
list
worst
what I was
news
supposed to
bears.
post in
at least
general.
The second one is not any worse than the first one. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
That's an easy moment.
Life is good. Life is good. Arachnids are arthropods. See, look at me dropping incorrect knowledge. I'm a smart guy. This is why I am not I mean, the
No!
only thing
What?
I know
No!
about
Cancel.
arachnids and the phobia thereof
Whew.
is that you should
That was
really,
close.
really watch out for John Goodman if you are a spider, because he will get you.
I don't know.
Listening, I'm like, what did John Goodman do with spiders?
The movie Arachnophobia, one of the greatest cinematic, features of the last 30 years.
I missed that one.
Oh man, are you scared of spiders?
No, but
Then
I'm scared of
you-
John Goodman.
Oh well, after seeing that movie, I don't know. Like
Is he your hero?
I love John Goodman. Like he is.
There we go.
Like he's done a lot of things that I really enjoy him in.
He's one of those people that has enough charisma that I could not help but feel in the shadow of him
Oh,
at any party. It's like, oh my.
he's a big man in many ways.
Yes.
Personality.
Ticks.
included, like-
Gregarious.
Tick season is coming,
That is
people.
correct.
Anytime I get to use the word gregarious, I feel like I'm doing good.
I do love like watching like anytime you get to use words that are a little offbeat or just like things you're not usually using. I caught my roommate with this as we were moving recently, and he like on the box put
Why is he moving?
kitchen supplies and various sundry, and I couldn't tell whether like whose handwriting it was, but I confronted her. I'm like, you're the one who wrote this box just because you wanted to use the word.
What happened to
sundry.
the
It wasn't because
moment
of,
of
that, but I knew
craving
it was
on
the
the
right
needle
word
tooth
and was happy
raptor?
that I got an opportunity to use it. I'm like, yeah.
What
I know
happened to that?
Like, I know you well enough to know that that's the case.
Was it the Wayne Gretzky Wayne Gretzky quote that you missed?
What happened?
Of the shots you don't take?
yeah.
That's what it is. But it's with the
Fair
language.
enough, Beard.
It's funny you should mention Gretzky because like, so
Welcome to the Magic Stream.
so my roommate is a Canadian who's emigrated.
He
to the
doesn't even
United
have
States,
conquistadors
and,
to find.
We moved in
What? He didn't even have any.
together after moving over to Seattle from
Okay.
Indiana when
Let's
I
go,
got
boys.
And the one of the things that he brought for us in terms of wall hangings for art is a picture of the 2002 Canadian Gold Cup winning hockey team or gold medal winning hockey team
Yeah.
that
Uh-oh, we got to refresh.
Indiana when I got hired on at Wizards.
Yeah.
And the one of the things that he brought for us in terms of wall hangings for art is a picture of the 2002 Canadian Gold Cup winning hockey team or gold medal winning hockey team that he insisted occupy, in his words, the place of honor in our new apartment, which meant that it's the picture that was posted over the mantle.
Gotta
over the
kill
fireplace.
Atali, dude.
And we moved again after we moved to Indiana, or moved to Seattle, and didn't end up having a fireplace the next one. We just recently moved into a house
Nate, get
that,
in there.
is-
Give some
has
advice.
a fireplace, and I made sure I walked in. There was already a picture there. I'm like, no. Took it down, put it off the side, put Gretzky and his buddies up on. He's one of the coaches for the team. I think that year, so it was great.
Like, he
So
could have had a few
I'm
moves
in
to
the middle of
maybe
moving
get out of that.
this, And the guy I lived with, we lived together for a couple of years, and he'd moved out early, and I'm getting all my stuff together. We're gonna switch decks and try my other deck, but
Clever girl.
Beard beat you to it, bro, grabber.
But I get home the first night after he left, and I look on my dining room table, and there's this framed picture of him eating chicken fingers. I could swear he just left that for me, and I'm like, that's going on the wall.
Yeah.
So now, for the last month of me in the house I'm living in, there's like an accent wall with a nice picture hook, and it's just got this framed picture of this bearded guy eating chicken fingers with a focus light on it.
What's an accent wall?
First thing I show people whenever they come over.
You just showed me like
You just put a wall anywhere?
art.
I don't trust
What
it.
dip is he using for them chicken fingers? What kind of breading would you say it is?
Oh man.
Is it a Cajun breading or an original recipe? This is my opening hand. What?
His hand is
Slin Voda hype?
I mean,
we could do better. than this hand.
yeah.
I'm down with mulligans. This hand is
Double L's with no
You know
forest.
what, though? I refuse
Beauty.
to let magic do me
believe?
in. I believe
Do
in
you believe?
myself, and
it's 2-drop.
I'm gonna keep it on top.
It's aggressive. It's aggressive.
You know what? Be aggressive. That's my motto. Along with please don't hurt me.
Oh man.
You were confirming. I see.
All right, we got that. I just realized I didn't have a forest in there, so I actually can't play the elves.
Oh, this deck
You
is
know
going to
what?
be
Good
hot.
job, Pat Sam.
hot.
Out present Sam on that one. Being
Not
impulsive,
fire.
That's how you win at Magic.
That's why I said it was an aggressive move to keep it on top. I thought you had
Steaming.
some higher level strategy.
My higher level strategy is to make up as I go, Nate. Don't you know me by now?
It worked.
It
It
did.
has worked very
Yeah.
well.
I won one game so far.
My
because
wife
of that
wants to
strategy.
paint a
I'm
wall.
very proud of it.
I guess that's the accent wall, yeah. All right.
Oh man.
What's wrong, Mad Max 81?
It's true.
Stirred? What
I
you
should
gonna
know
do?
that
I
because
don't
she's
believe that is
she's almost there to painting this wall, which
vocabulary.
Well, he's
I don't want
Max
anything to
81,
do with.
different Mad Max.
but it would probably make the room
Doesn't
nicer.
that mean that ruthlessness is only increased? Like it just sequentially. Like, so I'm assuming that's the 81st of his name.
Oh, I was saying like 1981.
Oh no
when
no.
was the original Mad Max? Was that late 70s or was that early
I
80s?
want to say it was early 80s, like 83,
Okay.
84.
Okay.
So.
It was like that Mad Max. He was a bit more of a vulnerable Max. He wasn't Road Warrior yet.
Yeah. No, I. All right, check it out. Send a message. 20 turn clock. Let's go.
Let's go. Bleed 'em
Sorry,
dry.
Lebo. Like they're just talking about nothing.
You're trying to stall me out, but I don't have a life. I got plenty of
I
time.
just think they're trying to just figure out, like,
Do ya?
You know, what could we
Shouldn't you be
possibly,
fixing the bugs?
Like, be doing.
I've got so many good choices. Which choice should I use?
Well, I mean, like, maybe they're like, maybe I lightning strike this 1/3.
Don't say that.
1979. Okay, there we go. Thank you,
you.
Dirtle Magus. Thumbs up for the,
79? That's
movie
a
ref-
long
the
time
movie,
ago.
Research for us.
Yeah, I agree with that, California. Mad Max Road Warrior was the first one, and he was crazy badass in that one.
Yeah. I
I mean, I guess he was a
I
little
do
weak
like
because he
that,
still had a
like, the
family
Magic
at the
community,
beginning of the
like,
movie. Spoiler
online
alert.
card game community has built a version of like just Wikipedia that. I mean, you're familiar with the term Kibler Google, right?
I am not. I'm too old and lame.
That's perfectly reasonable. I would tell you to Kibler Googling, but then we get a little recursive, and
Yeah.
kind of not down with that.
The rabbit hole goes very deep.
Exactly.
Timed out used.
Digital Magus, everyone has to have a category that they know really well, and I'm happy that you do. If I like to do like.
Oh, here we go into the
and I've
trivia
learned
talk.
If there's anything that I'm really bad at, it is I'm bad at movies, and I'm bad at like current music.
Oh, like current pop?
Yeah. Like there's a small sliver that
true.
I'll be really good at, and then like the wider majority of I'm just really bad at. And movies I'm terrible at. Like I can always get within 5 years of when a movie came out, and I can remember lots of details about it, but I am super bad. It's always nice to have that one person who knows that stuff.
Yeah. I'm always happy when, after being so detached from modern music for a while, you go and just randomly grab a CD and you throw it in, like, I actually like this.
Yeah.
I haven't grown out of all music yet.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen to
Like
me.
I recently grabbed, Eminem's album that he put out late last year, Revival, and I'm like, this is actually good. It's a more mature version of Eminem, a little bit of life stuff, a little bit of, lost love still going on. It's like there's tragedy and sweetness and anger on one. I'm like, yeah, I can appreciate this. I'm an adult.
Did anyone buy that album?
I refuse.
It's your choice.
Probably sold
Your
well
choice.
in Seattle.
I understand the thematic purpose of like using.
I'm
the
not hating on
bullshit that
Eminem.
he gets
He's
fired
produced
to
some
save
good
your
music
future
over
from
his
the
career,
fire
but I have
as well.
Yeah.
not heard a thing about that album.
Like maybe you.
There
don't-
are forests in the deck, right?
What's that?
There are forests in the deck, right? I'm just gonna say the answer's probably yes. The answer's probably.
I'm gonna
yes.
say, I'm gonna give it like a 30% chance.
You know what the beautiful thing is if you use the deck builder in Magic the Gathering Arena, it won't let you not put forests in this deck unless you make the active decision to do it.
I mean, it's been a long day. I've been doing a lot of different things. Maybe one of those things I did is just start dropping lands out of the deck. Like, let's make more room for green creatures by getting rid of the green lands.
Yeah. All right, look, Magic the Gathering, the Twitch channel. I know who you are right now, and you have seen me do karaoke, Backstreet Boys. You know better than that. You know, don't come at me like that.
Now, can we get that up on Twitter?
How do we feel about hair metal karaoke?
100% behind.
Yes.
Like I can get like I'm 100% behind basically any karaoke.
I think Dave Matthews is a hard one to pull off because you got to really get that voice right. Otherwise, you sound like someone trying to be Dave Matthews.
You don't, but that's the best part. Like you get to lean really heavily into being the person who's doing an impression of Jimmy Fallon doing an impression of Dave Matthews.
Luckily, I can just listen to it for free online these days somewhere, so
because I can. But
can make my own decision without
like
spending any money.
Trying to do a Hank Hill, it's like everyone thinks they can do Hank Hill, but you're like, oh, you uncanny valley of Hank Hill voice. Like you're not quite.
Yeah, and see that's why like I appreciate like I am a big fan of leaning heavily into something.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
If you are like if you can't do something great, that is fine.
Yes.
Own the fact that you can't do it great and do it poorly well.
I can appreciate
Like how he took 2 months to make a logo.
Go silent into that Dark Knight.
He leaned into that logo.
Oh, what are you doing, Mad Max 81? Are you actually searching for bins of oil before you take your turn? We got America.
I guess
and
that's
beyond
another
here
Mad
to
Max.
entertain with my subpar magic play.
He keeps
It
thinking
does
Mad
not
Max is
happen.
Thunderdome.
There is no such thing as countering the wrong spell.
Whatever.
Thank you very much. As long as the spell goes to the graveyard, it is the correct
That's
spell
right.
to counter.
I countered exactly the spell I intended to counter.
We're not talking strategy here.
Yeah.
We're talking.
I'm not a man who plays the strategy.
I agree with that too, California.
Why can't I play against people that are this bad ever? I have to actually earn wins. Hey, we have won a game so far today. Thank you very much.
By default.
Playing from ahead.
That's right.
NA Magic advice, actually, I kind of like that. I'm a bit as much as I shouldn't be.
Another counter.
As much as I shouldn't
Oh,
be
they
as a
might be able
fan
to.
of like North American gaming as a whole, I do kind of love the NA region, worst region, like region to region showmanship. In all fairness, it's got its own magic examples too. Like there was a point in time when we were doing coverage team battles for all of us who were covering Grand Prix at the time, and there was a point when
Sucked
we
to
were
have Nate on your team.
flat out, not even close. There's no way that North America could ever beat our European team. It's like, oh, here's like 2 Hall of Famers and people who have multiple Road Tour top 8s, and then there's like me and Marshall. Like, we're a little better now that we've got like Luis tagging in every so often and Paul tagging in from time to time. But like our team and like other pros doing commentary for us. But for the longest time, it was just like, all right, man. It's like me and Marshall. Like when our most like our highest caliber player in terms of finish is Rashad, who's played on multiple pro tours before. Like we're very outclassed. But yeah.
I have no cheat codes to bring any of my green land out. This is
on a positive note. We still have an Arcanist alive, thanks to the counter spells we didn't use to counter the Angels.
Yes.
So
at least we have that.
Do you like? You know what? On a positive note, let's give our opponent the satisfaction of attacking us to death over the next couple of turns.
That's how I play.
Yeah, it's not good. You can download it, Bro Grabber. Anyone can download it.
MagicTheGathering.com.
The problem is, like, they're okay, but the screens are super duper small.
Oh man, a helm of the host.
Like, it would be
that
like
can't possibly go poorly for us.
it's really small.
I'm a big fan of the fact that
And no one wants to watch Magic like
doesn't
that.
Need it to kill us.
Oh my god!
So clearly, this is Forest Llanowar Elf past the turn. To
And
let
that
our opponent
striptease
know
was
we
certainly
could've
not
had you.
important.
Finally, America. Finally. But now I gotta figure out what to do.
You always
Like,
get
no,
that
clearly
forest,
not.
right? You always get that land you
100%.
need.
No.
Look, well, no, here's
Well,
here's
this
my
is
thing.
game
my
is
goodness,
way
you
over,
can
but
play
like
this and
a
then
turn after you
Llanowar
need
out.
it.
Yes. Not to mention.
What up,
This
huge?
tells the opponent, hey man, you can kill me now, but we have 3 turns of interesting stuff that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You want to listen to the whole song? Do you want to listen to the whole song, man?
Yeah,
Max?
no, Forest song, Llanowar Elf is clearly the play. Thank you again for
Yeah.
Twitch chat for helping us find the appropriate line.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you got a Llanowar here.
I
That's the only proper thing. I mean, think about the things we can do on the next turn with all of the mana we
Yeah.
have available to us.
Look-
You know what the best part is? Llanowar Elf is also going to be able to tap for green mana and also tap for 1 mana of any color.
That's right.
Best Llanowar ever.
And see, we're planning for the future. This is a long, slow boil deck. Just a couple more turns.
Did he put
man,
Helm
they're
of the
really
Host?
lucky they killed us here. We were
Was that
totally
Helm of the
gonna
Host?
win.
It was. What a beating.
You are only 3 green spells away from completing this quest, which will give you 500 more gold.
And then I'll have gold to spend on more bad decks.
And it is clear, just so you know, we do win occasionally with these decks because we have at least 2 wins on the week.
Yes.
So, and it's only Wednesday.
We have a whole few days left.
Yeah, that's coming up. We haven't gotten to
So I'm
that
not
part
gonna
yet,
lie,
huge. Or hopefully I didn't miss
Being,
it. But
just knees deep into fixing all sorts of weird bugs.
Mm-hmm.
I had not noticed the Saga unrolling animation until today. I'm like, there's a whole scroll thing. It's awesome. I'm going to tell you the legend of the song. Oh man, what's gonna happen? You're gonna get mana. Oh, cool.
It's one of those things that got me the very first time I saw it too. Like, it was. I think the first time that I saw it was when Clay and I were doing the, like, day before the update Dominaria, like a little run through that we did, and I don't get to hang out downstairs as much as I used to, and so that was the first time that I saw it, and I'm just, like, cut myself off mid word because I'm like, oh, this is so sweet.
That's such an
I'm
appropriate
very happy
animation
right now. Skybill says the name Sam Bushman looks familiar. May have played you at some point.
You might have just kicked my fanny at some point. I would not doubt it, my friend. We could explore.
Will we get to draft during weekdays at some point? Yes! I can say that the answer to that question is yes, you will be able to draft the weekdays at some point. Part of the weekend rollout was mostly for us to give an opportunity to test some things, and there will be an opportunity in the future. For, like, our long-term goal has always been having the ability to have quick draft up 24/7. So have no fear.
quick draft. What does that mean? Does quick draft mean you draft with bots, or does it mean you draft with bots with best of 1? That's what I'm worried about, because really that would be sad for me. I want best of 3 drafts all week long anytime I want. That's what I want. Is that what quick draft means? Is that bots best of 3, or does it mean bots best of 1?
I don't think that's news. I'm pretty sure we've said that
Yeah.
before. But even
Oh,
if we
that's true,
haven't,
Bro
what-
Grabber. It's
yes.
expensive.
The answer is yes. I haven't heard the rumbling of.
I don't
Chris
like playing
Taylor,
on the weekend.
like,
I would
Kool-Aid
much rather
manning
play
through
during the week.
floor yet, so I'm
That-
pretty sure that we're good.
That man's presence can be felt all the way to Bellevue. Haha, Washington jokes.
Oh man. Will there be a sealed deck game mode somewhere in the future? I know that we want there to be one. I don't know if it's on the development roadmap. It probably is somewhere, but I know that we talked in the past about that being something that we want to have.
Put that up. I will search my library for another. I have a couple to choose from.
Do it.
More
Draft
Forerunners.
versus real players is also
Chain 'em.
coming. Bots is again something
Kind
that
of
we're
like get
doing,
some tokens out here.
kind of to help us test the mode. We are definitely looking on drafting versus players being a thing that we do down the road too. So.
I will attack you with my one creature who's not.
Did I miss it?
What
It
is
seems
going
like the
on,
time where he
ADHD?
would
How's
talk
it
about it.
going? Welcome to the party. Capital H-E-Y, capital G-U-I-S.
Those are all letters.
Yeah. Wooberg, capital H-E-Y.
Kids these days, they got such crazy names. Back in my day, you had Bob and Bill. That was fine. You didn't need all the numbers and underscores and the punctuation.
All right. So speaking of names and back in the day and weird stuff.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not going to talk about this because I'll get in trouble.
You just set me up. I'm like, this is going to be a really interesting story about names and punctuation.
No, it's one of those things that, like, I can't remember whether this is something that people know about or not. And if it is something that people know about, it's only really funny to
Yeah,
the
that's why people
out
said
there
it's
who
better
think
to
that
play
this is
gems for
ridiculous,
draft.
Which is, like, it's going to be a small number of people. And if it's not out there, Elaine Chase will get mad at me. And I don't want that.
This is looking
so-
pretty good for the old
We're
merfolk
in
here.
combat
Oh,
right
man,
now.
oh, man.
Yo, Orb, what up?
You know what? Yeah. I dare you to kill that creature.
Yeah, let's fight. Fight makes right.
Yeah. Fine. One to
So-
one trade.
Poll for chat. Based on the way that the last game went, would you expect that this is what this deck does?
Yeah. What? Land of War Elves. Begets. Land of War Elves.
Why not?
This is getting
Because
biblical.
they playing black
Oh.
red and they only have 3 mana, clearly we're not going to be in the trouble of dying anytime soon. We got to kill them before that becomes an issue.
Premium economy.
Lee's excused by Rare Gansely. That's how I remember too. It's I think that was part of the beta packaging.
Swift Warden's a fun card.
When can we fight our friends? Alias wants to know. So, it is one of the features that we are working on for down the road. I actually don't know if we're working on it right now. I know that it's something that we're looking at. Is we want people to be able to obviously like. Part
Why
of
not
being
ask
able
the
to play
dev
with
right
friends
next
is
to
being
you?
Able to challenge them directly.
Maybe
which
he
requires
knows.
you to have a friends list. So this is one of
Isn't
those
that
step-by-step
part of the reason he's
processes
here?
where obviously, we want you to be able to have the ability to do that kind of stuff. It requires us building a friends list type of effects or module in the game. I know
Please
that
let
that's
the
something that
other
they're
guy
looking at,
explain it.
because people want it, obviously. But it does fall. It has fallen a little lower on priority than, like, say, getting draft out or getting the best of 3 stuff that's going to be coming, and getting some of
Okay.
the older sets we get a full standard in.
I
But
got
it's
quick-
something we want to do.
I got a quick magic question because I'm a dumb.
Yeah, I got you.
Does Hexproof prevent Death Touch from killing my creature?
It does not.
Boo. Okay. So I can't be slick there. I will lose him. I know that was an oversight on my part, but you know what?
No, that's okay. You're still doing fine.
We're gonna go with this. It's just that's what happens in life sometimes.
Yeah.
You get
Lesson
knocked down.
learned.
You get up again. It's never gonna keep me down.
No. Something about drinks.
Yes. something. Drink and total makes sense. All right. A Human Pirate's coming out.
I am Human.
Search your library. Blah blah blah. And each opponent loses 1 life. That's adorable. Cool. That's my favorite.
Yeah, no, that was silly. That was silly.
Ty Wolf, we've got more about all the trading stuff. We talked about it a whole bunch in the past. We did a stream that you can look for in our past broadcasts that is a kind of an economy run through that I did with Chris Clay, where he talks about it kind of in depth. So I would recommend going and looking for that, or checking on the forums for times when we talked about it to get that information.
Or you could just say no.
There's
There
a wealth
isn't
of it out
trading.
there.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that flash.
You know what I recommend you do?
This.
That'll also work.
Boop, boop. I want to hold on to him, just be like, haha!
Now I've got you.
You didn't see that coming.
What did he end up getting with the Forerunner?
Crud, I forgot because I have to pay attention.
That's all right. We'll remember. We'll figure it out.
Pirates get +1/+1. The red black.
Okay.
Neck breaker.
So, yeah, battle with
think that's
that
all
guy.
we
Yeah,
got.
battle with that guy. And then next turn, I'm pretty sure that you can both counterspell that guy. Okay, you can't counter it and drop the Swift Warden,
Yeah.
but you might be able to let that guy.
Are you sure? Because I do still have the 2 elves.
Yeah, it costs 6 total.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You're close though.
I think
Like,
it's time to
regardless,
start
next
swinging
turn
with
can be
everything.
A beating, and you need that countervailing winds
Yeah.
just in case.
No, it depends if I have stuff.
Right now, you need it. Go.
Kind of want to counter.
Counterspell.
There we go.
Hold on. Let's hold on.
Does he have
Cancel
anything in
real
his
fast.
graveyard?
How many cards do you have in your graveyard? Actually, it actually doesn't do anything. This is a problem.
Fudge.
So I would cast your Swift Warden now.
Yeah.
That way you can make sure you still
I
got
can-
2/3/3s post
And-
your board getting wiped.
Also, some of these guys are hexproof.
Yeah, but it doesn't actually save them from the
Doesn't?
cannonade.
Ah.
No. So you're gonna lose all of your little.
Still,
1/1s and
hexproof is a
2/1s.
tricky
You'll have
mechanic.
2/3/3s, which is still pretty
Yeah.
solid on this board.
So I'd be disappointed.
So, yeah. Oh, you still have to target something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So make your big guy. Keep that guy around. Let's see. Did you think about something like having a draft deck builder? Yeah, actually,
sorry.
we talked about that. Also, is something that, I mean, even me personally, like, you can always tell that something will at some point get its way onto the docket when the people who are working on the game are like, man, this would make my life a lot easier. So having like a wish list builder kind of thing is definitely something that we have. I have had conversations with people about it. I have no idea if it's on the list, but I'm advocating for it, and I will continue to advocate for it. You
That's
have a
kind
friend
of
who-
something, right?
On a positive note, now you have more things in your graveyard for the countervailing.
Yes.
Wish list builder would
And
be
your opponent
sweet.
is going to be put in a real tough spot when you counter his next spell.
Yes.
Their next spell.
Next level gameplay here.
Be much more sensitive.
So definitely be aware of the fact that it is even though I use the California dude a lot and use the whatever the equivalent of the California man
I tend to use.
guys a lot.
I tend to use like WWF brother. Like, come on,
So I
brother.
brother all the time.
Yeah.
I'm totally down with that.
Okay.
Come on, brother.
Let me tell you something. Bushman Mania is gonna run wild.
No, we can't block. We don't care about that. That's fine. We're not losing to that. If
Oh,
we
that's
can't
right. We have
block.
one left.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
That's cool. You do you, friendo.
Gains a life or no? Just loses
and
life.
now, I think we win the game. Oh, we definitely win the game if that attacks. Maybe they know that. All right, accept.
Nate's piloting now. Now there's a
Fight
chance to win.
They do.
You didn't let me cast my saga.
We didn't get to
Climbing
see
out of that
beautiful
wood tier.
animation.
I just saw some good burger going
We
on in
did
the chat.
it.
I have 600 golds.
Yeah,
Yeah, and admittedly,
we're
like,
all dudes.
playing in our production environment is not something I've done a whole lot of. Just like as a developer, you end up spending a lot of your time playing subsystems of the game and trying to figure them out. And when you go home, sometimes you feel like playing the game. Sometimes you want to cook dinner and play Sega Dreamcast and all the good stuff.
Oh, here we go.
'Cause it's
All right, I gotta get coffee before we go deep down the old Sega Land train.
It's 9 or 10 p.m.
Oh
Like-
man, you know how disappointing it is to actually be like, it's 10, I'm tired, it's time for a bed.
Yeah. Yep. It's funny. I was actually having a conversation with Clay today because we're working on some stuff for communication about the next update.
I need a coffee emote.
But I joked with him about
That's an early baseball
inviting
game,
him
Beard.
back. We play.
But
our
good luck.
team
Thanks
plays
for
a lot of
stopping
ball,
through.
because it's fun. And I'm
Beast.
like, dude, you should totally come do this. And he's like, I don't have any decks. I'm like, you don't have any decks? How do you not have any decks? He's like, do you know how much work I have to do on this? I'm like, yeah. Like I have one you can borrow. I'm sorry. Like, I know that you're busy. And
Yeah.
getting ready for, like, the next update that we've got is going to be a big one. So, like, we are, everyone's putting in a lot of hours. And
Oh yeah.
it is something that we can't lose sight of, is that you guys are working really hard. So
Pseudo Scorpion.
shout out to all of the dev team members watching. We know how much work you do, and it makes our job a lot easier because at the end of the day, we get more cool things to show people.
Pseudo Scorpion just mentioned my 3DO, which means Pseudo Scorpion's my best friend. Kids, you ever want to play the best version of Road Rash, the best version of Need for Speed, or Twisted, the game show, you get yourself a 3DO. No. So there was... I was on Christmas vacation in Ohio one year, and when you're in the
Slid
Midwest,
Moda,
you
yeah,
get
man,
these
he's in
certain
there.
kinds of game stores
We
that
saw him in the
combination, like
first
cell
game.
phone shacks, used game shops.
When he
because neither of
mulliganed.
those two things make a lot of money apart. And I go in there and I see this 3DO just kind of hanging
That's why he
out.
plays the Landwehr Elves.
And I'm like, how much for that? And the guy looks back and goes, oh, like $20, I guess. I'm like, that's an interesting deal. I mean, it was kind of sticky on the outside, and none of the cords were there. I open it up. There's a copy of Mad Dog McCree in there that has a hole through the middle of it. So Lord only knows where this console would have been.
Have you met Chris Peeler?
I
You need
don't
to if
think
you
so.
haven't. So yeah, he's one of our other community
Okay.
managers. I'm like, this is really similar to a conversation I have had with him about other games and other game systems before.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys would probably really enjoy jamming about this stuff together.
Forerunner. Do it.
I love me some retro game stuff. Okay, we also talking about TurboGrafx 16. I just got myself a. What's it? I found online it was an import game adapter.
I don't have
for
time
the,
to play
the
retro
handheld
games anymore.
TurboGrafx.
I gotta
Wait,
gotta grind
The
Arena.
slot is soldered, so it has like a right angle to put the. I'm just trying to play and explain retro games. Good luck, Sam. But it allows
He
you
calls
to
himself
play,
Sam. He's a third person
PC
guy.
Engine games, and I have a Laser Active. If you guys know what a Laser Active is, it's like a Laserdisc player that has modules to play Sega Genesis and TurboGrafx games. And in order to get the thing to fit, just kind of shove it in, and it all kind of fits in the one little dumb slot. But on TurboGrafx, it's fascinating.
Oh man.
So yeah,
Here it comes.
I think I saw.
Oh man.
I see Intervision. I think someone's mentioning the Intellivision. The Intellivision's got a fascinating story. I think the what they call it, the Blue Sky Flyers, is essentially the internal Mattel development team that worked on all the Intellivision games.
I played in
After
television.
Mattel stopped
Old.
making Intellivision, a subsection of them actually bought the rights to the Intellivision and continued developing games for like a decade and a half after the console went down. And the subsidiary, or not subsidiary, like, a company built off of that original rights acquisition are the guys that do like all the Intellivision Lives games today. And I watched a documentary about them, I think last year. Like it's like the sweetest, nicest just group of people you have ever seen, because they're all like, we just love making stuff for the Intellivision. Remember we made basketball? I'm like, oh, I remember basketball. And they're just a group of like underdogs making these, fighting against Atari.
Sensors in here too.
Trying to
That's
make
nice. You get the
these,
cycling.
Affordable 8-bit console games. So anyway, I like
That's
old
cool.
games.
Not gonna lie, you clearly have a bunch of people who think the same way that you do in our chat right now. So you are in a
Yeah.
good space, we'll say.
I have seen a couple of the D&D games, and they're awesome. Like, it always surprises you, like the sound design on those, and like you're this little man running through a maze. Like, that's amazing. What's the dragon's head?
Why I got coffee, folks.
Oh, man. Tradesies.
Got to power through this section. Though I love all this old game stuff too. They sell that
Take my
Sega
Branch
Genesis
Walker,
at
but you won't
Best
take
Buy
my
now that
freedom.
comes with like 60 built-in games. It's always tempting.
Don't get ahead of yourself. There's every chance that comes. Like, they are playing white. Like,
You're like,
that is.
like, look, Sam, I know.
I used to
you think
wreck
you
some
got this,
Golden
but
Axe,
don't.
man.
Seen some things. Ixalan's
That
binding
dwarf,
takes away freedom.
He was the
real
best by
quick.
far.
Oh man, oh man.
Been around for 3 months. Reply. Okay. Cycling. You're trying to get something. What are you gonna try to get out of
I
your
think you
hand?
should be cycling too, friendo.
I don't care to counter. I don't need a flash.
Got to get that Slin Voda going.
Yeah, make him
Fine.
go away.
Altered Beast, hell, oh man, I beat the piss out of that game. That game came with the Genesis when I bought it. It was like one of two games.
Play.
It is Magic the Gathering in a nutshell.
That's
Tree
right.
Merfolk.
You got the
versus
fireballs up
Life
high,
Gain
and then you
Cats.
duck down and got the fireballs
I'm
down
assuming the
low.
life gain comes when they bring you like the dead bird carcasses.
Oh.
You're like, oh, Sesame.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I think it's like
I'm
they
glad he
come
didn't
up
pitch the
with babies
sensor.
for her.
I
Go!
think this is something we can censor.
I think so
It's a
too.
very strong censor target.
I wish I could like move it over and be like, nah.
You just did.
Well,
Yeah,
kind of,
he
but
did
whatever,
just do
dude.
that.
On MTG Arena, you were killed by a relentless rat.
You
I
weren't
had
even
all mana
born
red
with
coming
golden
down
axe,
right now. It
huge.
is blue-white. It's got the keep wanting to say Tetsuo Umezawa. I don't know if that's the correct Umezawa or not, but in a whole bunch of ways to make sure my
This
my
guy
man's
always
getting
wants
my
to play the
rats.
Swift Warden. He's always
That's
looking
my-
at
I-
it.
That's my.
And he
I
only
feel
gets to
like
play it
playing
like
to
once.
Try to win a couple of games deck, as opposed to my, what is this
So.
unholy abomination that I have built that I'm calling a deck?
So what I'm gonna do, I think
Tetsuko. Thank you. I didn't say.
we're bringing the Swift Warden on at the end of this turn, so I have to attack next turn because I kind of missed.
Get
it.
in there. Come on,
I
Bushman.
thought Tetsuo was.
Tetsuo is from Akira.
It is. It is. It's also like I can't. I think Tetsuo is a. Tetsuo
These
a,
are-
a masculine.
These
name?
are weeb fails
I
right
don't know,
now.
Whatever. Tetsuko. Thanks for the heads up.
Super
I can
weeb
never
failure.
remember, so I always had to like get help on that one. Tetsuo.
Why is he playing Swift Warden now? At least play it before combat if you want the
This is looking
+1/+1
good for us.
counter.
I like this.
I think this deck works much better than my Vampire deck.
The announcement for today is that Slin Voda the Rising Deep is one of the best names in Magic. Slin Voda.
More
pretty
kitty
good.
cats.
Let's slin on into that Voda.
What a powerful play. Canada! All right, we're gonna get some of this going on because I want to get some of my tokens on.
Time to get our battle face on. Punch, punch. Edifice of Authority.
Nate knows a lot of impressions. I'm terrible at impressions.
That's a Lux.
It's probably a mental block.
Yeah.
Like I just think I'm terrible at it, so then I'm terrible at it because like I don't try hard enough or something. But maybe I'm just bad.
Oh, nah,
Sometimes
I
people
know.
are just
Yeah.
bad at stuff.
We're still gonna attack
Punch,
it.
punch, punch.
It's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you'll find. That's the one thing I remember
Chop
from.
chops back again. Yes, forever. You have many challenges coming at you.
Seriously,
Don't
yeah.
retire. Or don't retire now.
When I review these streams
I
to
remember
do
playing
it,
the prep with the
I'm
Red
normally
Dead on
drinking.
PlayStation way back.
I love that game so much.
TBH.
Dude, I miss demo discs. Like I remember some of those, like you have the button combinations controller, and they'll flip.
And
around,
not
they'll-
coffee or water.
Secret code for secret demo. I'm like, there's a secret demo going on.
Love this.
Video games are so cool.
Oh man.
All right, get your cats out of here.
Remember Guitaru Man?
Oh man. Yes, I do. Well, I'll ping pong one back at you. Who here remembers Sonic 3 getting the Sonic and Knuckles interlocking cartridge? Not only getting double the game, but then putting other Sonic games in to unlock all the other bonus
Oh
levels.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't lie. I've spent many, many evenings just throwing random.
No, this was Wednesday, Nola.
Oh, so good.
What's up with you, man? How you been? I've been on vacation, so I popped in your stream yesterday
Well, what do we have?
for a little
I
bit
can't
with the
even
salt
pronounce this
stacks.
person's- This looks like the serial number to a game.
I know exactly what that is.
What is that?
Yeah, right back at you,
Am I old
Nola.
enough this
Right
is?
back
Nope.
at you.
No. It is a mistake in account creation.
Oh yeah, this is funny.
You can't make it up. You can't make it up.
I should
Should fix that.
I should have our game support reach out to them to see if they want to do a name.
I don't drink that much
If they
Coolio.
don't, and they're just next leveling, I'm also incredibly happy about that.
Yeah.
But I'm
Man, he's ripping off the victories.
Oh, 32x. Yes. Do the Tower of Babel with your the Genesis.
Oh man, so close. Oh, you get a pack. Well, let's get packs. Let's get packs. Trade in. What kind of pack you want? Or are you gonna save for an event later? Or are you gonna what do you want to do? Like it's your account. I don't want to speak for you. I just get excited when I get to that number.
Well, I'm trying to think because we're at what, a quarter till almost. It's like, do I spend my time opening cards or do we try to get one more game?
Oh, we're definitely gonna get another game in. It's definitely
Yeah.
another game.
I'm gonna say I kind of want to see can the vampires strike back? Because that was a horrendous time.
They have won one match.
Never
today.
switch
Let's
decks
see
when
if
you're
we can
winning.
Get another one.
That's kind of what I wanted.
I think that it was
Worst
a pity
idea in the
match.
world.
My opponent was like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you need this more than I do, buddy.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
if there
he's
was a
looking
best of
back,
3
he's like-
announcement, I'm pretty sure we missed it.
You're rank 1. I think everyone needs a win.
Yeah.
How did they run 11
Get you
minutes
your
over?
Win bonus, so
Thank
you
you,
can get a little bit
Watsy
of extra gold. Watsy admin on it.
These clowns in this stream don't know us. None of this looks super duper promising, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll with it.
There's the single Legion Conquistador.
So, Ostkungen, I'm gonna let you know right now. It is basically,
time.
I believe that right now, your rank is based on your wins. Like you go up and down based on wins, and then matchups against.
Oh, here's a good part.
Have to do with your MMR, which is currently separate than your rank or something like that. Regardless,
Yeah.
I think we're actually streamlining the process in the very near future. So I'm not even gonna go into what it is. I'll just let you know that we're probably. It's kind of interesting. And I think we're gonna go into greater detail about it later. So keep an eye out. It wouldn't surprise you if that's one of our like how the matchmaking system and the ranking system actually works. That sounds like a really cool topic for a developer stream or for at least a focus topic in the state of the beta. So keep an eye out for that later.
I would argue it is an accurate statement that requires its own conversation.
Yeah, like it's cool.
Finally,
There's a
the
lot of
development
stuff that goes into
guide
it, but there's also
chimes in about development.
Yes, it's math. It's business logic. it's
45,
game design, all rolled into
55
one.
minutes into
Well,
the
that's why
stream.
we did say something about being able to have a friends list and play against your friends, and we'll believe that if there's other people who there
It's
we
never
go,
too
Matt
late.
Got you covered.
I
Thanks,
mean,
friend.
I've had some trouble with friends lists because I can't test it. I don't have friends.
There's that
It's
joke
always
again.
theoretical. It's like, I
Nice
guess
one.
you could have a friends list, but I don't see the purpose of it.
You literally 10 minutes ago mentioned that you realized that one of the people in our chat is someone who's a friend of yours.
It's true,
Look,
Nola.
Sometimes I
Look,
say friend, and
look.
like, dude, you start telling me he's my friend. you just wanna hang out.
I'm
mean-
so sorry. We were so.
Good grief, man. I mean, Steel Scorpion, you're just...
Best friend.
What is going on?
Playing a creature? You're gonna lose a life for that. He's a frenemy.
Everybody needs one. Oh, man,
Roommates don't count. What's up, Roadkill Grill? Good to see you, buddy.
No, I don't either, man. And I'm supposed to be the one on top of this, and I have no idea.
I'm not gonna lie. This does not appear to be going any better than our previous Vampires games did.
I mean, not with that attitude.
There we go.
I still have more health points.
No, that was a
More
a
health
moment of truth
points.
for our
Does
deck.
anyone
That
call
placement
them
at
health
the top of
points?
The deck was purely because I was like,
We're about to get a second.
Excuse
I don't
me,
think so,
Jack.
right?
the
Does anyone?
Conquisties.
You say health,
I don't mean in my hand, but
right? You don't say health points.
The Conquisties.
It ain't easy being conquisty.
Jeff Oakland. Nice.
I can figure out what's going on.
Nice, okay.
Awesome.
All right, one person counts.
Yay.
Life points.
Everyone's like, these guys are the coolest. This is the best stream ever. I ignored my mom's birthday to watch this Joker play Magic.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Positive life decisions.
They're like, when's the next one?
When is the next dev stream? That is something I'm gonna work on. Like I don't have a date set for it yet, but I have some spots on the calendar where I can slide one in, and I'm gonna look at getting one. So I know that we've got a bunch of communication going on over the forums in the next week or two that will help decide kind of what the topic should be.
It's not like you get more land.
But we're definitely looking at some stuff.
out of here.
It's probably what the variable is named in-game. Health
Well,
points.
we'll have another birthday next year. Thanks for recognizing that, John Jay. And besides, like, no offense, like, I love my mom, but like she's told me before that she doesn't want any reminders that like she's recently had a birthday. Like they just like she prefers that it comes and goes with the
Right.
occasional phone call saying, "Hey, mom, I love you." Because you got to call your mom on her birthday and make sure you let her know you love her.
This guy stalled out on lands. This could be a comeback.
I love my mama Bushman. If for nothing else, she took me to the Pokemon movie,
What?
to the Power Rangers movie, Probably to a number of Ninja Turtles movies.
I can't go any higher than that, so I'm gonna have to stop
Yeah.
after 2-1. I started high, and that
Yeah.
was a mistake.
Yeah.
I realize this now.
You're ambitious.
I couldn't make it either.
But my point is, Mama Bushman had to go through a whole lot of garbage movies for old little Sam. And
Yeah,
so,
but she also got to see those good movies that you just mentioned.
I don't know about that, Huge. If this economy post comes out today, like
You're
it's,
correct.
I think it's going to come out
Is this
I think they'll do a
draft?
quick
Oh,
dev
wow,
stream.
that's a statement about-
pretty fast. I missed a hilarious joke there.
that we need to print
No.
that, put it on the back of the box.
Oh man, Lord Halibel. I
Chris
highly
Chaos
recommend
should
you
be
go
doing a
to,
giant economy post
the
hopefully
support
today.
at Wizards.com. Fill out a support ticket, and the support team will help you figure out what's going on with your Magic the Gathering online account. They're pretty good about that, so they'll help you out.
I mean, honestly, that would be one thing that's nice once we have draft and everything. Like, I won't
Oh,
have
yeah.
to try to build a deck and be competent. I'd be like, oh no, it was a bad draft. Dang.
I thought
definitely
Nate
a
talked
big
about how
fan of
good he
the
was
old
at
shifting
drafting. I
blame.
missed that part. Nate said he like 7 and X
Yeah,
3
if
times
either
in a
Magic
row.
Or Watsy Admin could link the support page. You guys would be like, you'd be the real MVPs.
Yo, Jester, fully
One
hydrated.
token that just came out.
Will there be player rewards for reaching certain ranks in closed beta? That is a really good question. That is a better question saved for. Keep an eye out for the next state of the beta from Chris Clay, which is, if not up already, should be up later today. And I would ask the question, I would actually ask the question in the forums, because someone who knows the answer to that, who is not me, will be able to see it. It is. I don't know the answer.
I actually want to talk about this part because this is kind of interesting to me. So I don't know if you guys played Eternal, but it has a ranking system somewhat similar to this game. When you're on the ranked ladder and you reach Master and then you can't fall down again. But what happens in Eternal when you reach Master is you get a number. And that's your standing overall against all Eternal players. So let's say you just hit Master and you're 10,530 on the list. And it kind of drives you to keep going up the list, you know, to be number one for those people who need to be number one. And there's a lot of people like that. So in general, I like the idea that that doesn't exist. I like the idea of rewards for rank, but I also like the idea of that there's this top master tier in which once you get it, everybody gets the same rewards. It doesn't matter if you're in the top 100 or top 20,000. As long as you make your master rank, you got there, you're good. Because otherwise, like when the season resets, and this is going to happen in this game too, the ranked ladder is just going to be everybody playing their best deck. All the jank will leave for like a month or so, and everybody's just going to be playing whatever deck is the best in the meta, and it's going to be really grindy and really unenjoyable unless you like those kind of games, and then it's super fun for you. Ricky Bobby. But I think, so for Eternal, then you always feel like you need to play your best deck, even once you achieve that master rank, because you go up and down, your number goes up and down, and it might affect your rewards. I would much rather have people prove how good they are in this game by winning tournaments and events. Like you get to your master rank, you solidify those rewards, and then you freaking take it easy on the ladder. And if you want to prove that, you know, you're the best, you play the QCs or even better, like some big events. And then you can be like, I won this event. This is why I'm the greatest at the game. As opposed to just having to grind the ladder daily to try to stay number one in the standings, which is just a huge, terrible grind. So right now I like it that the Masters just cuts off, but I do want to see the rewards there. Anyway, I think that's something this game can improve on over Eternal.
My expectation is, like, we're probably going to do something because that sounds like a good idea, but I don't know what it would be.
So I accidentally did something brilliant here. The combination of the Forerunner and the Dusk
Thanks,
Apostle.
Magic.
When this guy's attacking, to watch.
He gets
Let's see.
big.
Or it's coming back. No, I wasn't worried about it. It's more.
He's
whenever
telling
he
us about the
attacks,
Forerunner
also
Maverick
plus
Fane
one
combo
which
here.
causes his thing to trigger, which I can just put on him, and I end up getting a +2/+2 on him every time he attacks.
The Rubus
I assume.
Bergian machines.
And
I assume.
did not see any of that when I put this together. So
But hey, now you know.
that's the
They
magic
have
of
this whole
Magic, so
event
it's
process. There's no reason one of these
Boo.
events can't be a bigger tournament.
barf.
This is a very good turn for
Gross.
your opponent.
He's like, okay, you had your fun. Let's get this garbage out of here.
Like, you got 4.5 minutes until your stream ends. Allow me to help.
Come on, Grim
Thank
Creeper.
you, Grim Creeper.
Give me one. Give me one.
Will Arena have
What
any
card
Twitch
is that?
integration? All right, so John Jay, if I don't know if I've mentioned this on streams before. The answer is probably yes. I am a big fan of all the cool things you can do with Twitch integration, and I know that there's a whole bunch of people out there in the community who've been working on things that can like help along in that regard. There is an amount of work that will need to be done on the development side on our side to take full advantage of a lot of this stuff. That like I am pitching. It's a conversation for another time. But I definitely want some really cool things, and I've got a bunch of awesome ideas for ways to help streamers, help people.
Can you
engage
imagine Nate
better.
Price
And
bringing
so,
you
like,
awesome ideas
if I
every
have
day
my
when you're
way,
on the
answer
dev
to that
team?
question is yes, but we'll see.
Be like, we're trying to make
Let's
this
just say
game
that the
work. He's like,
people-
well,
the
this
people
would
who are
be
in charge
awesome.
of making decisions for Arena know how much I want it because I won't shut up. So, like, let's just say that.
He could get so annoying. I could see it. I would
I
pull
got
my
some
hair
good
out.
ideas for some overlays. Like, I would be very honest with you. That Innkeeper overlay is
I kind of want
a
one.
tiny smoochy fingers good.
I want one
Like,
that says Sam Bushman rocks right along the top.
that's
Just
a
so
good
everyone
idea.
knows. Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
I pitched it before to Clay,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, he only told me get out. That's a terrible idea, but he didn't say no.
I mean, that just requires, like, if you want, like, I can put together, like, a farm doc for that. So I can,
Oh, awesome.
like, see if I
I
can
would
get
love
that.
that.
Yeah, all right. I'll
Thank
start to
you.
work on that. No problem, yeah.
This is teamwork.
Yeah.
Looks bad here for
Ethan
the
Rowell has a
vamps.
great Twitch overlay with Decklist for Arena. That's awesome to know. Awesome. Yeah, no, it is, again, like, part of the
I haven't
point
seen a
of making
single
this
person
game
using
was
those overlays.
was
I don't know how much
so
time
we
they spent on
could,
that.
have something that was enjoyable and fun to watch as well
Mhm.
as play. And there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with the various, like, content hosting platforms that we haven't been able to do previously.
Silver-clad
I don't really know what's going on
Ferostodons.
right now, but it does not seem like very good things for you.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He has to sacrifice a permanent?
Yeah,
That's
he
what that
only
card
one
does?
damage, everyone. That's just rough. Sacrifice a permanent? Nah, gross. I'm gonna sacrifice one of these.
Nice.
I don't believe
Sacrifice
it's
their
No, it's
permanent.
not.
You get rid
No,
of
do
the
the-
curse. That's a permanent.
Do the swamp.
The curse is the only thing doing damage right now.
I don't disagree with that.
I think we'll do it. Yeah, that's disappointing.
He likes that curse.
Oh my, oh my.
You are my favorite.
Oh man, I really wish that I could turn our camera to show you like the
fantastic editing
screen-
job.
Yeah, the wonderful. We now have
It's coming.
built into.
Don't worry.
Just put it up. Put it up. Put it up.
Yeah.
I give you permission. Please put it on the stream so that everyone can know.
Does Nate really
very
give him
important.
permission like this? The way that Nate treats
this is
this
a good day.
This is the reason we
stream
have
helper,
keys
it
on
makes
our
him seem
stream.
like an intern. All right, Coolio.
There we go. There we
Peace
go.
out, man.
Them Chupacabras action.
Chupa loops.
Thanks for stopping through today. Choopaloop.
Electrotal, yes, that is something that we are looking at.
Wonder what font that is. I
the
like that
creature
exclamation
shuffling
point.
Around. And also, like, the way that targeting moves things around as well. It is well on the radar that that's a thing that is very annoying to everyone, including us. So don't worry. We will look into it.
I've seen a lot of good power control decks as I've been. I spent much time this morning at least experimenting with these decks before the stream.
Auto tapping is a mother.
They control.
Excuse me.
That was what was my
Auto
favorite
tapping
deck
is a
was.
mother.
It was a
Oh, yeah?
pirate control deck with their pirate mascot. The oh goodness, what was it? The Raptor Hatchling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's an honorary pirate.
Yeah.
I don't see much boon in attacking.
Thank you very much for the kind words, John Jay. Like, part of doing this is something that I like. I enjoy being on this side of it. I enjoy also not having to play and do this at the same time. That's really hard. Like,
Well, I just don't play well or make conversation, and so just best of both worlds.
it is clear that that is not the case, or else you would not have gotten that wonderful compliment, sir.
That's true. That's true. I apologize.
Oh, here
I
we
shouldn't-
go.
I shouldn't question John Jay's judgment.
Yeah.
Polyraptor hype.
Look at these combinations. Ooh, that was a weird render thing. And there goes my board. So, I think we're just gonna sit back.
If that Sambush and Rocks is still on the screen, you can get rid of it because that's not true anymore.
No, it's not true anymore.
You could have saved one creature if you had that bodyguard in
Talked
play.
about anything new today? Talked about a few Polyraptors.
Yeah.
Don't think it matters.
Oh, they decided to stop. All right. Well, I mean, they could have kept going, but
Yeah.
No, they couldn't have, Nate, because the Forerunner would have died.
Famous right
I mean,
now.
they could have gone one more time.
look how happy he is seeing himself.
Yeah.
Hello.
Make the dream come true, buddy.
Yeah, like.
Swat me like a fly on the wall.
Where's the timer?
So we don't die this turn, but we're gonna die next turn. I think that was a good idea. This never happens beyond gold. Oh, what is this fabled beyond gold you speak of?
I think
man.
I wonder why Polyraptor combos aren't out there more.
All I have
Seems
to say
like it's
is-
still somewhat viable. I guess there's too many cast outs.
Go to town, yeah.
Veraska's contempt.
Basically, I have screwed myself for my constructed play by playing drafts when they pop up.
Oh, here it comes.
I played 3 drafts this weekend and went 7-2 or better in all of them.
7-2.
So I got a lot of wins, and 'cause I'm a significantly better drafter than I am player of the Magic the Gathering as a whole. So I was super happy about that, and but I got a whole bunch of wins, and that affects my rating. I'm like, oh.
It does not affect your rating, Nate. Draft is different. It only affects your draft rating. Man. That brag. That is a solid brag. Red Green Dinos has beaten my approach deck several times. That Regisaur is hard to deal with because I'm not packing that many Essence Scatters. And Seal Away is not very good against Regisaur.
Corn.
It probably shows in my play, but usually when I'm playing Magic, it's more of a social experience.
Oh yeah.
So like it's me and my buddies. We get some drinks. Maybe I make some mac and cheese or something, and it's hanging out, talking about your day, looking at silly cards.
Yeah, I mean,
Beers and cheese.
We're having a social experience.
That's
right
right.
now,
Wisconsin
aren't we?
hype.
Having a good time.
We
Yeah,
are
us
all
as
of
a,
us.
us as a community.
That's right.
Main deck naturalized
Welcome
hype.
to the open bosom
pick-
of
Give him that one.
the,
Congratulations.
the open bosom of Wizards of the Coast. We'll embrace you and build this community together.
Oh man. Thanks for joining us,
And chance and mac and
Ah.
cheese in the Magic Arena.
Galta. I'm gonna do this.
Giddy up. Here they come.
Oh yeah, thank you. That's a good idea.
All right, so I hate to throw her under the bus, but my wife dislikes mac and cheese. But part of the reason is because all she's ever had is like box mac and cheese, and like I understand why she.
Kraft
wouldn't
mac
like
and
that.
cheese can
It's
often be the
people,
best.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Before we go into this whole
For her, it's not
fancy
something-
mac and cheese
You
thing.
gotta make your own cheese sauce.
Yeah, like while our opponent's polyraptoring and doing their thing,
Yeah.
we're just gonna have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I made her promise me.
I
that,
like both kinds.
I could have her try a real, actual homemade mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And if she didn't like it, I would literally never ask her to try it again and just eat
That's
it all
right.
myself. And if she liked it, then that's cool. I still don't have to make it for her ever again, but she can at least
Sure.
acknowledge that there are preparations of it that
Yeah.
aren't, are more to her liking. So.
And there's a lot
What
of
are the
things that
lands
you can
doing? Why are they
make
jumping up and down every time a
Make
Polyraptor's
your own
made?
cheese
Look at
sauce
that.
and make it creamy,
Oh, I
add
guess that's
bacon,
the
add
animation is.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole art to it.
All right. Well, while I appreciate, first of all, it won't break. I have seen over 400 Polyraptor tokens in play. So, but because we do have things we have to do today,
And the graphics are
and it is after
freaking
3
out.
o'clock,
Yeah.
I am
that's
just going to
fair.
give our opponent this awesome win, which hopefully it'll let us do while all this stuff is on the stack. Because if not, we're just F4 out of this. We can even just do our sign off right now. We don't need to stick around. This has been great, and I appreciate the fact. Hey! Congratulations to our opponent. That was glorious. Thank you for inviting us to be a part of what was our Smashing.
Yeah.
So, well, I don't know about you, Sam. I had a good time today.
I did too.
Awesome.
It's fantastic.
Did you guys? I hope you guys at home had a good time. Also, like I said, we're gonna be looking to do more of this stuff. If for no other reason, you guys give you an opportunity to hang out with some of the people who make this game, ask them questions about their job.
We
make
didn't
fun
get
of
to
them
ask
for
him any
being
questions. He
made
didn't
or
answer any
whatever you
questions.
do. And just have more opportunities so that you guys can let us know that there are real people who make this game, who love things like old video games and
That's
mac
right.
and cheese and
All the important things.
Exactly. So, if you guys have not signed up for the closed beta yet, please make sure you're doing it. We are continually sending out invites, and we're gonna continue to do it. So, visit mtgarena.com. It's where you'll be able to sign up. And please, also, if you want to keep an eye on the conversation, we got the forums, but we also have Twitter at @MTG_arena. We have a Facebook page at facebook.com/MagicTheGathering And you can always catch us here every Wednesday doing this, dirtling around, playing games, and having a good time. Hope you guys had fun.
I did.
I did too. So for both of us, we'll see you guys next week. Later.
Those are some crazy sign-off faces.